Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 5. We're already on. We've been doing this for 6 weeks. Only missed 1 week so far, but it is Episode 5 of Season 1. So before I get to introducing our guest today, let me tell you about the sponsors that make these episodes possible. So the very first one is none other than Glamping Resorts. Are you looking to start your very own glamping resort? Well, guess what? We can help you. Whether you have a campground already and are looking to up occupancy rates, well, guess what? Glamping Structures can help with that. Visit glampingresorts.com today to find out more. Now, say if you don't even have anything, well, we can help with that too. As long as you have a want to start a glamping resort, we can help you out. Once again, that's glampingresorts.com. Visit it and find out more. Next up is Element Construction. These are the guys that helped us get our resort built. They built the domes, they built the tents, they helped with the pillars on the walking trails. Anyways, the posts that go up. They helped with the playground. That's the other thing I was trying to think of. The playground, they did an amazing job. And if you're looking for something high quality that needs to be built for yourself, check them out, elementconstruction.ca. They're great to work with, and you don't have to go back like 5 years after the fact and have to worry about fixing things that you shouldn't have to worry about fixing. And then lastly, our last sponsor is North Shore. Yes, that's right. That is our very first glamping resort just off Buffalo Pound Lake. We have lakefront lots. We have lake view lots. We have the glamping structures. So whatever you are looking to do, camping, glamping wise, we have it there. We have gift cards available. Christmas is coming up. Great last minute stocking stuffer, all the way from, we got ones that range from 50 to whatever you want. You can purchase them at glampingresorts.com or even just get a hold of us. We'll help you out and we will get you your last minute gifts. Yeah, last minute gifts. And then don't forget about our lakefront, Lakeview lot sales. We have some great financing options available. And hey, why not look and get ready to get your camper in a spot for next camping season. And anyways, so now to my guest today. Season 1, Episode 5, we have none other than our campground manager, Sean Branham. So now he has done quite a bit in the hospitality industry. I'll let him tell you more about it, but he's done an amazing job this summer. I mean, people who have stayed out there can attest to that. That is the right word. Detest is the opposite. Attest to that. He makes some wonderful towel animals too, I must say. But anyways, let's roll the intro and let's get to our interview with Sean. All right, and we are live with my guest, Sean. How's it going?
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Thanks for coming out on this Tuesday afternoon. Cold Tuesday afternoon. It's like minus 20
bitter
out there.
Cold. Absolutely bitter cold.
That's usually how I start each one of these episodes, is talking about how terrible the weather is. The last one was good. It was like spring last Tuesday, but right on. So, campground managing.
Absolutely.
How was the first year?
Wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there?
Okay. So let's start off with tell me about. So you had a wonderful time,
Yep.
But tell me about some of the challenges, because there's obviously challenges the first year with North Shore Resorts and glamping. Tell me about the challenges, and then let's go right into, leave it on a positive note, with some of the great things that went down.
Okay. Challenges. Getting into a good routine, making sure that everything was prepared for the day, which is basic challenges, I guess. Got a good support team, though, absolutely, at Glamping Resorts. Everybody's there to help everybody out, so if there is any questions or whatnot, that was the easy part there. So getting going in the first couple of weeks and testing, making sure the domes were, comfortable, and making sure everybody was, had a good time was the important part, and the worries about it and making sure everybody's happy is kind of always on the mind. With weather, I'd say weather was the extreme challenge.
That's what I was going to add in, because I had 2 days where I I was campground manager,
Yeah.
and that was they were both days where it just rained like crazy,
Just rained.
and there was quite a bit of mud. I mean, new roads, it's just how it goes. But those are my big challenges.
I was up in the office shack when we had it up on top of the hill for about an hour and a half watching sideways rain, at least about an inch and a half in one of the early June rainstorms. And when we have to unfortunately shut down because of that, because it's just not safe for people to come into the resort, that was a tough one to make that decision.
Well, you got blown over in your lawn chair once too, right? I think that was during...
That was the night after Craven Storm.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Not the night of Craven Storm, but the night after. And it was a lot later and a lot darker when that storm hit.
Match, so it was at the end of the day, so you're probably sitting there enjoying sunset, having a beer, a nice cold one, and then all of a sudden wind comes out of nowhere and just blows you over, spills your beer, ruins your evening.
Oh, well, it was 11:30 at night. And so, it was later on, and I'm literally watching lightning off in the distance. And everything there, beer, hat, whatever. I'm just sitting there, see a tuft of dust kick up, and boom, I got knocked out of my chair by the wind picking up. But and that was crazy.
Did you still stay the night?
Huh?
You stayed the night still, or?
Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was, I went up the top of the hill to see how much of the lightning because there was a funnel cloud, you can see strobing with the lightning, and it was a little intimidating, but went up there, but in the dark, it chased me away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Night before, it was beautiful clouds for the Craven Storm, but in the dark, it chased me away, definitely.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, let's talk about some of the positive experiences then, because, I mean, I was the guy monitoring a lot of the Facebook comments, stuff that would come in through email, and a lot of it, like pretty much all of it, honestly, was positive about, hey, Sean's just doing a great job, very amazing host, all that stuff. So how, first off, did you achieve that? And is that just your personality? Is that what you like doing? Or
a lot is my personality, a lot is what I like doing, absolutely. It's just the guest satisfaction part. I mean, I've had 25 years of the service industry, and I definitely wasn't taking it away when I took on this, the glamping part of the campground manager. You have a smaller group of people almost to deal with on a day-to-day basis, so you have that little extra time to get that one-on-one experience, whether it be from fire making to, little one, just showing people how to make a fire or showing people how to cook. And we've had some people in there that definitely came out of the city and never seen camping in their life, and that's what we're here for. We're here for that experience there, where glamping is one step away from a hotel room, one step away from being in a real campground situation. Your choice to be around the fire and the outdoors and seeing the scenery, but still have the security definitely the security of being in a unit that's weatherproof and away from the elements outside.
Yeah, that's one thing I definitely love about glamping is that it's camping, but without a lot of the discomforts that come along with staying in a tent. Because you got the nice comfy bed, you got running water, you got all that wonderful stuff.
I may joke all the time, but telling people that you can leave the tent up when you leave.
Yeah, that's true, and that's huge, right?
Especially when you come into a campground and you're checking in after you work Friday till 5 or 6 o'clock, and you get there about 8:30. It's starting to get dark already. Yeah, and if the weather's crappy, you're fighting it, and if you got kids, well, you're fighting it even more.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, yeah, that's great. Technically, you're a personal chef a little bit, teaching people how to cook. That's awesome. Good for you. Yeah. And another thing I wanted to talk about is, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen this or watching this, but in our domes, when someone shows up, there's actually towel animals. So Sean is the one who makes those towel animals. I did a few. I'm terrible at them. First off, I can do an elephant and a snake. You're all the way up to like 10, I think, different animals, right?
Getting there, yeah.
Okay, so you got an elephant.
The elephant, the teddy bear. You got lobster, stingray.
I don't think I've seen the stingray.
You haven't seen the stingray?
I don't think I have yet.
It's a simple one, two towels. It makes it's real quick.
The swan. Can't forget about swans.
And then a double swan, elephant. Make them shaped like a heart or whatever like that, depending on the situation. Yeah. And the couples domes, it's nice to do a little research, and sometimes with the reservations, if people make special requests, they're there by themselves for sure. And I mean, we've had a couple of situations in the couples domes where a few more people show up, but it just makes for an entertaining part of the experience. everybody has a great time, and the towel animal's just a little something.
Yeah.
It throws extra towels in the room too at the same time.
Yeah, that is true. Never have enough towels. Okay, so I want to move back to, so before you were at Glamping, you were managing BPs, correct?
Boston Pizza.
Okay, so even before, let's just take down the roadmap of Sean's life, of what led you to be like, yeah, I love hospitality and this is what I enjoy doing. So maybe some like trial and error off the start. Like, what was your first career that you'd say like real?
Telecommunications engineering.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it's a big word. That's all it is. It's everything to do with phones, from hello to goodbye, on switching networks and everything. But it was more an influence situation, and so, but it wasn't a personal choice as much. So after finishing the course, I just went back to SAIT in Calgary, is where I was taking the engineering course, and went back, and they offered a bartending course, and that starts a brand new chain of events where I learned quickly on a new little skill, and hospitality industry is always in demand for professionals that are aiming towards a career in that industry, for sure. It's a high turnover place, but occupation, but definitely they look for, if you're looking to go for a long time, a lot of places will treat you right as you go. I wanted to experience more than just one type of hospitality too. So between restaurants and hotels and even a casino, I've worked at quite a few different places, from fine dining down to just your old bar tavern in the town too, which always leads for the best nights and the good times. The rest is more history on just starting off with the bartender and taking a left-hand turn in my life and finding something I truly actually bonded with in my heart.
Oh.
So.
Nice. Okay, well, I didn't realize that you had, so it's a bartender, is it degree?
Bar mixology certificate.
Bar mixology. Okay, yeah. So then you know how to do like a ton of cocktails, I'm guessing. Okay, so all right, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
If you were to make a cocktail for Glamping Resorts, what would it be? What would be in it?
Ooh.
Yeah. Or would it just be beer?
No.
Okay,
it
good.
Would be probably close to like the Polar Bear hot chocolate.
Okay, walk me through that one.
Like a mixture of, I would do something like hot chocolate over the fire with the marshmallows and everything like that. And then you shot of Baileys and mint kind of put together, and you get that warm campfire.
Oh,
cocktail type.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, drink, yeah.
Okay, another question then. I guess this is kind of a two-parter, but you spent quite a few nights this summer out at the resort. Like on average, would you say probably 7 nights on average is what you spent?
I did was about over 110 nights this year, 24 hours a day. Yep,
that's a lot of nights. So that's way over 80% of the summer you're out at the resort.
Right. We started in June, and then this next year it'll be a little sooner. We'll be starting a little earlier in April, and depending on the weather, of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Not like today, but it's beautiful out today. It's just cold. Bitter cold. Bitter cold.
Bitter cold is right. Okay, so then when you're staying out at the resort, what would be some of your go-to meals? Or is there any interesting ones that you'd make?
The best go-to meals is after you help a family with something.
Yeah. Because
they hand you a plate of food. It was great. Some of the Filipino dishes out there, fantastic. And just the hospitality is returned when I try to give over and above service to my guests. The guests come back with something I don't expect either. Is generally I get a treat. Jello shots, yeah.
I got one of those once. Yeah.
Jello shots were good times too. We had lots of good nights over there summer. Lots of good food. If I was cooking it myself, it's definitely meat over some sort of fire cooked meat right over the campfire pit. Absolutely.
Oh, you can't go wrong with that.
No. Definitely a carnivore myself. So.
Yeah, I would have to say I fall into that category as well. Okay, so I mean, you spent a lot of nights out at the resort, and I know you have young family, wife, you got 2 dogs. How did they find the summer? I mean, they were out there lots as well.
They got a chance to come out there and be out there, and then my kids. between the two of them, they spent about a third of the summer out there with me, and kind of helping out where they could around the resort as well. That was great, and just getting a chance to enjoy the summer. We actually were talking at the beginning of the year that we weren't going to get a chance to go camping. So, really as much as normal, and then this opportunity came up, and it was like, well, that just changed. So, I was very happy.
It went from not being at camp at all to camping pretty much every single day.
Every single day.
What
absolutely.
a change. What a change.
Oh, yeah. And, every day would be a morning with new things to do. It was great.
Yeah, new challenges, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so I do have a question. You love camping. You love the outdoors. So I'm curious about other resorts that you stayed at. What are some of your places to just go, let's say, besides our resort, if that is in your top?
Well, the provincial campgrounds is where we probably do most between, BC, Alberta, and, Saskatchewan, Manitoba even. There's plenty of, provincial campgrounds within a few hours of the area here, around the same area, Moose Jaw, but it takes a few hours to get up there, so it's nice to have something nice and close. As a different style of my personal camping, where I find it tough when you go to a lot of provincial campgrounds to get a good lake view, right? I was really amazed and surprised by how good the view was where we're at the Glamping Resorts out at North Shore here. 180 degrees, just you could go camping, you could be locked in the trees and have their privacy, or you can go camping and see just absolutely gorgeous views.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, one thing I really like is our secluded domes, because a lot of places where I go camping, I usually go with friends, and either we're up too late having too good of time, and we get shut down. Sorry if any of you I bothered any of you while I've been camping. But whereas with the secluded dome experience at our resort, you're by yourself. You have no one to bother. It's great. So that's one thing I really like that we offer. Yeah. And are you more of a dome or are you a tent guy? Just out of curiosity. Are you team dome
I would be before this. I thought I was a tent guy.
Yeah.
Moving out to Saskatchewan, it's good to be off the ground.
Yeah.
And then, it's nice to have the comfort of a real bed frame underneath you, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, so...
I guess that's being spoiled, though.
Yeah, well, we all like our comforts. Don't lie. But, okay, we'll say we got our trapper tents as well, and the domes. Would you rather stay in the dome than the trapper tents?
Ooh, I'd probably lean to the trapper's tents. It's that... I still like camping. But those trapper's tents have a great feel inside. Lots of room. Yeah, but you're still, I don't know, it's that one step closer to nature where you don't have a door locking, in a sense. Yeah. The domes, they have a locking door, a little security, but the trapper's tents, it's just like, zzz, same sort of feeling, but you don't have to set it up or tear it down either.
Yep, that's true. I'm curious, I don't know if I can say this yet, but we are looking possibly at plans at some different tents. That would include bathrooms, maybe. It's not finalized. But that's something I think I would like more than the dome. I'd say domes for myself. But if just some of the tents we went and looked at, and
depending on some of the styles that we've looked at for new additions to the trapper's tent, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great.
Like the showers inside and bathrooms inside. It was such a huge draw with the domes. I think it's a huge win for everybody. I think that people will just love that experience, especially where we're planning on putting them in the valley. Those trapper's tents, almost even more seclusion. It's just awesome. And
my favorite thing, so we just did the Agribition trade show. It was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Week and a bit.
And one of my favorite comments from there was, well, where is this? Oh, it's actually just 45 minutes from the city here. It's in Saskatchewan. And they'd say, this is in Saskatchewan?
This is in Saskatchewan.
It blows people's minds that, we've built a glamping resort in this province. I don't understand why, because it's a great spot, but people just always think BC, Alberta usually.
Everybody comes over that hillside down into the valley and just, you know? Yeah.
And we're not even finished yet, so
no. We got lots of work to do, and lots of work been done, but lots of work still to do.
So perfect segue. For next year, what are some of the implementations that you are hoping to see, maybe have planned, that either people can expect or you're hoping to get done, I guess?
Access to the resort from the water.
Okay.
Huge. I'm thinking we're aiming for that, and we've got I believe, permits in place for a dock. We're working on a boat launch, and we're going to have food service.
Mm-hmm.
We did have some food service out there for the summer, but we're going to go again and make sure we have some options for our guests as well. Nightly camping, seasonal, or the glamping structures. It's all within range, right? Now, expansions to like the playground and a community area there as well. And great one. I hope we go with it too is like outdoor movies.
Yep.
I think that's going to be good times, like.
That'll be a nice added extra for people who are already at the resort. They're just looking for something to do, is what I thought. And it's like it's a blow up screen or
just a big white wall, right? So
yeah,
somebody would double as a stage if we ever got a live band out there too. I mean, we got plenty of options, that's for sure.
All right, cool. Okay, so I'm kind of running on my last question here. Okay. And before I ask it, I guess, do you have anything that you'd like to say about your experience during the summer before I ask the last one?
I really liked how, you had said that when people come over the hillside and they see it, it's kind of the communication of, wow, I never knew this existed here. And then they get to the domes and it's like, look at the domes, that's neat. And they get inside, it's like, holy, these are so big. And the big wow factor on that. And down to some of the stories with people taking them out to the secluded domes and the side-by-side. I mean, when I get ranges from, I feel like we're going into Jurassic Park to this is absolutely, I'm a little scared too. This is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy I decided to do this.
Well, okay, so actually you should talk about, maybe some of the viewers aren't quite aware of how our secluded dome experience goes. So maybe walk them through that from when they show up to when they get to their dome.
So basically I try to reach out to everybody during the day before they come out to the resort and coordinate depending on where they're staying and how the kind of how their experience will be, and what time they're arriving, and it kind of could change everything up from pathway I could take out to the domes to kind of storyline experiences that I can do with that, because we got some old interesting things on our property as well, from First Nations landmarks of settlement to we've got an old nunnery on the property too. That's can be either kind of really cool or kind of creepy the way it sets in the trees. It's kind of neat that way.
We have a moose that wanders around.
We got the livestock, the moose that the mother and the calf that she's was always around this year, and she tracked through the properties everywhere, and from time to time there'd be something stepped on. Anyway, I get in touch with people during the day, and then they come out to the resort. I get them to park the car. We'd load up everything into a side-by-side 4x4 vehicle. So basically you're leaving your car behind when you come out to the resort, and if you're going to the secluded domes, I drive you in, give you a little storyline of the property, a little history, show you a few things as we go through, and when you get to your domes, I get to walk you into the domes. We've got that old cabin on the property too.
Yep, that's right.
Front on the way to the domes, people get all sorts of excitement going. Wow, where there is a little ways off into the bush.
See, whenever I would drop people off at the domes, I'd drive by that little. It's old and it's kind of, I'd say, abandoned, but still it looks cool. But I would always drive by.
Chunk of property it's on.
Yeah, I would always drive by and be like, "Hey, we're here."
I've said that too. Okay, this is where he's staying because I heard he snores or something like that, right? It was a joke almost every time about the old cabin, not as pictured on the internet, right? Sort of thing. The domes don't look quite the same. No, but it's only about 1.5 miles from everything else right now. From our developed property, 3/4 of a mile from where we've developed to. And so it's not like it's not walkable if you're in there to secluded domes to come back out either and check out the property. There's 600 acres to go walking everywhere.
And there's Saskatoons to pick too if you're there at the right time. There's bushes surrounding actually the secluded domes, and quite a few of the campsites actually have them. So.
The secluded domes, I think I probably took 20 pounds of Saskatoons myself out of there this year.
Yeah, just the way, so the spot I had, I've told you this multiple times, but for our viewers, I had a little fire pit kind of carved out in the bushes, and I would just reach behind me, and I could just grab Saskatoons off the bush while I was sitting.
Yeah, your site was a good one there too, yeah.
Oh, someone has it now, so I'm out of there. That's what it sounded like.
Sacrifices can be made.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's how she goes.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I'll come visit maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so my last question here.
Sure.
And I've been asking this to, I guess, you'll be the third guest I asked. And I'm just curious. It's a kind of an ongoing thing, a data collection thing for me, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's a stigma of where Saskatchewan isn't exactly known for tourism. People would rather go to Alberta, BC. And I mean, there's lots of obvious reasons for that, like mountains, and they just kind of foster tourism activities such as, skiing, snowboarding, hiking, all that great stuff.
Absolutely.
But with that being said, Saskatchewan still has a lot of wonderful places to visit, such as our resort. There's a lot of other cool spots. Like if you go down to the Big Muddy even, there's some amazing spots in our province. So I guess one thing with this resort, and just in your mind, how do you think we can change that stigma and bring more people to tour in this province for holidays? I know it's a loaded question.
No, definitely. I think the tourism industry and the tourism board and brand in Saskatchewan is pushing a lot, and it is creating its own. Like, people are not as blind to the fact, I find, as used to be. Nothing to do in Saskatchewan. There's tons. There is so much to do here, as well as everywhere else in Canada. The tourism, bringing tourism to Canada, I'm glad we're doing this because it's the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even these little glamping structures, there's other resorts around that have cabins, have other different features of like chuck wagons or whatever that have them, even locally. I never thought to myself that glamping was as big as it was. Never mind in Saskatchewan, as in Canada as well, but it's actually getting there. It's growing. It's we're at right at the starting phase or starting trend of something great.
Yep.
But like I said, we can definitely bring that glamping, especially the structures and whatnot, to everybody that has a campground out there, and potentially change a $40 a night revenue to $200 or $300.
Yep, that is true. And I mean, for a lot of people, that $200 to $300 does make sense, because a lot of people don't have RVs anymore, especially people my age.
Yeah.
One, costs money to store it, costs money to buy it, whereas you can just pick up, not have to worry about winterizing it, anything. You just go stay in one of these tents, domes, and have just a great time with all the amenities that would be in your camper that you would have had to tow there, sort of thing. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So with that being said, if you're looking to start a glamping resort, get a hold of us, because we can help, because it is a fad that is growing and it is here to stay.
Absolutely.
Oh. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate the talk and the time.
It's cold outside.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll
Better
make
cold.
coffee, no rush to leave or anything. But we'll say bye to everybody here. See you guys. And we're going to roll those sponsor outros. And you guys have a great rest of the day. See ya.
See ya.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Now, just going to go through our sponsors one more time to make these podcast episodes possible. So first off is Glamping Resorts. Are you looking to start your very own glamping resort? Well, guess what? We can help you. Whether you have your own campground already and you're looking to increase occupancy rates, well, guess what? Adding glamping structures to your campground can help you do that. And we can help you get those glamping structures and give you some very nice IP to make it go smoothly. And hey, say if you have nothing but you just want to get in the glamping game, well, guess what? We can help with that as well. All the way from helping you source tents to domes to just the general flow of how your resort should be run, we can help you with that. Check out glampingresorts.com today to find out more, or hey, even get a hold of us on either one of our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, even email us, info@glamping.ca would be a great place to start. And now next is Element Construction. These are the guys that helped us build our resort, all the way from the domes to the tents to the pillars on the walking trails, the playground. They do amazing work, easy to work with. And let's say you want to build your next project. You don't have to worry about it falling apart or fixing things that you shouldn't have to worry about fixing years down the road. Well, these are the guys who will do it right. Last sponsor, of course, is North Shore Resorts, and that is our very first glamping resort off Buffalo Pound Lake on the north side of it. We have lakefront lots, we have lake view lots, we have leases. You can buy the lots if you want, and we have some great financing options available for you to check out. Visit glampingresorts.com to find more about that. And hey, we also have the glamping structure rentals, the domes, and the tents. Book for next year so that you can actually reserve the weekend you want and don't get stuck last minute and having to do a weekday. Grab one of the weekends that are still available. Book today at glampingresorts.com. And also, Christmas is coming up. We have gift cards available. Be sure to purchase them on glampingresorts.com as well. Great for stocking stuffers, and it is just a great gift. Give the gift of glamping. Go to glampingresorts.com. Thank you everyone for tuning in. You have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day. See ya.